What's up, guys? It's Abs the Evil Hero, and I'm gonna be showcasing my Dark Magician deck profile for the September 2020. Now, I had this up earlier, but I had taken it down because I wasn't really happy. I wasn't overall happy with the build, and I figured I could make some make better adjustments or some fine tuning to it, better off. And on top of that, I was waiting for the ban list to hit as well to see was it good, if anything, if Red Eyes to see if Red Eyes Fusion would get hit, and anything else. And thankfully, it wasn't as bad as I had anticipated. But yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. Starting things off, it's three Dark Magician. Dark Magician, the heart and soul of the deck. Now I picked these three because it was the first three I ever did my eyes on. The original one from the start of the Yugi. I'd seen this in Japanese, it wasn't out in English at the time, and this one of the Legend of Blue Eyes. So yeah, nothing special. One Red Eyes, of course, because you got one Dragoon in the deck, you need Red Eyes in the deck too. Okay, one Dark Magician Girl. Yeah, for some of the combos in the deck to work, you kind of need her. Okay. 3 Magician Rod. It's effectively one of the searches of the deck. You can add one, add one spell tracker from the deck that lists Dark Magician in its text. And during your opponent's turn, if you activate a spell trap card while this card's in the graveyard, you can tribute one spellcaster and add this card to your hand. So yeah, it's reusable, so as long as you're willing to pay the cost for it. Okay, 3 Magician Soul, because why not? A very busted card. I know it's a bit expensive right now, but I'm sure there'll be like a reprint coming soon, sooner than later. I knew this wasn't going to get hit on the ban list. It's just too expensive. Konami, they think with their wallets, they don't think with what effects the matter. Well, that. But if it doesn't hurt the wallet too much, then yeah, they'll get rid of it. Yeah. So yeah, you send up to 2 spell checkouts from your hand field to the graveyard, then draw cards equal to the number that you dashed, and then you can send 1 level 6 or higher spellcaster monster from your deck to the graveyard. And then yeah, with that you got special summon. You can special summon this card, or you can special summon 1 Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your graveyard. So yeah, it's a very neat card, very very busted. It's a bit expensive, so yeah, if you can get your hands on it, it's good. So 3 free apprentice illusion magician. So yeah, it's effectively the honest of the deck. So yeah, send it and what's it good? So send it, and also you control gets 2000 type and damage calculation. Of course, you can special summon it by trashing a card from the hand, and effectively you can add Dark Magician from the deck to the hand as well. So yeah, 3 of them. 3 Phantasme. Now I did say in the previous build, like why is this in here? It's just like links. Even though Banlist took out Jet Synchron and O-Line factors, links are still a big thing. It didn't touch Halka Fibrax at all. So Halka Fibrax, the Nightmare package, access code, all that stuff. They're still pretty big going. They're still pretty big in the meta game right now. So yeah. So yeah, just have him. And on top of that, also he's a dragon. So because in this deck, there's more than one way to bring out dragon. So if the original idea, if Red Eyes Fusion fails, then you have there are other ways to like go about it. Okay. 3 circle. So for those that aren't aware, when the card is activated, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You can reveal the 1 Dark Magician or a spell trap card that lists Dark Magician on it among them, and you can add one of them to your hand and place the rest of it in any order on top of your deck. And of course, in the other effect, if Dark Magician is normal summon, special summoned, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and banish it. So yeah, it's pretty neat card. Three Soul Servant. It's another draw for the deck as well. So place 1 card from your hand, deck, or graveyard that is Dark Magician, specifically list Dark Magician or Dark Magician go in this text, except Soul Servant. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your grave. Draw cards equal to the number of Palladium monsters, Dark Magician and or Dark Magician with different names in the graveyard. So this is the card you will send with Magician Souls, and of course, so it's extra. It's extra. It's an extra draw for the deck, so just add it to your hand and then just dump it with Magician Souls. For the one-offs, one illusion magic, one Secrets of the Dark Magic. So illusion magic, yeah, just tribute spellcaster and add 2 copies of Dark Magician to your hand. Yeah, so it's just plain simple. This is effectively the polymerization of the deck. So if you just summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including Dark Magician or Dark Magician card. So this is what I was talking about, like because the deck has a number of targets, so you can bring out Red Axe Dragoon or Dark Magician the Dragon Knight from the deck. So yeah, if they manage to get through it, then it's not to worry. There's other ways of getting to it. Okay. Although darkness, self-explanatory. Pick to remove a dark. You've got tons of darks in this. I think the entire deck is full of darks. So yeah, the extra draw power is actually ripe. One Magic Glass Fusion. So I think it's a new card for me as well. If you summon one spellcaster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials on it from the field or the graveyard. So yeah. Like if you like just so yeah, like with Magician Souls, just if you manage to hard draw red eyes, it's not a big deal. So as long as you can if it gets sent to the graveyard, or not even red eyes, it's the Phantasma. So if it gets sent to the graveyard, you can dump him to the graveyard and then also bang this out. Super polymerization, of course, because you're running the deck is full of darks. You're gonna be running what's it called? There's like Starving Venom in here as well. So this is a Starving Venom target, and who knows if you're facing a deck that has spellcasters in it, you could use this to your advantage. I was thinking about bumping it to 3, but I'm not sure I'm gonna see because I've got like a number of targets. Thinking about it, but we'll see. One Red Eyes Fusion for Dragoon plays. So yeah, you're always going to be sending this with Verte and Anaconda, and do keep in mind it's not a good idea to bang like to just activate it on the go, because you're not going to be able to normal summon or special summon. But with Verte Anaconda, it runs over that little limitation. Yep, so 2 Eternal Soul. So yeah, it's just so the Dark Magician in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects, and if it leaves the field, your field gets wiped as well. So yeah, so good and there's bad. Yeah, and also special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard, and the second effect is add 1 Dark Magic attack or 1,000 knives from your deck to your hand. Yeah, you don't have those, but good. It's like a Call of the Haunted for the Dark Magicians. 1 Navigation. Now, I originally had this. I think I originally had this at 2-3, but I bricked quite a lot. So I figured just have the 1 because you already got the Eternal Soul in here, and plus there's something else in the deck you run as well. So special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand or deck. Special summon 1 level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster monster from your deck. If you control Dark Magician except the turn that this was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 face up spell trap your opponent controls. Yeah, the monster has its effect negated, so. Like I was thinking about running some of the Dark Magician Girl cards in here, like the Twin Magic Burst and stuff like that. But upon playing them, like I was bricking a ton with them, and then I figured, yeah, it's just may as well get rid of them because they don't really have any use. They don't really have any really use in the deck. Maybe in the future, like if I can balance it somehow, then that'd be fine. Okay, 1 Dark Renewal. So yeah, this is another way you can special summon. You can special. This is another way where you can special summon Dark Magician Girl from the deck and Dark Magician. So when your opponent normal summon or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters, 1 spellcaster monster you control. Send both monsters to the graveyard, and then you can special summon 1 Dark Spellcaster type monster from your deck or graveyard. The deck is full of spellcasters except for the few dragons. I've been debating with this card. I've been trying it. It's working fine with me. So yeah, I might take it out in the future for something else. Just got to see. And of course, for the floodgates, the hitters. 2 Solemn Strike. It's self-explanatory. two solemn judgments. Once again, explanatory. Okay, three summon limit. So neither player can summon more than twice per turn. So like with this deck, if you like block them out, so this deck is good for if it's like for what was it? This deck is good for long duels. So that way, like say you're taking on dinos, yeah, the longer you play with this deck, the what's it called? The better chance you have. Yeah, it's more about the grand game. This deck is more towards my build is more towards the grand game. And of course, the one skill drain. Just thinking about getting the Lost Art for this one. Lost Art looks so well. I'm gonna stick with this one for now. Okay, now that was the main deck. Let's get to the extra deck. So where are we? So with the fusions, the Badman right here, the one Dragoon. Yeah, I had two, but I had like taken it out because it's running through is a bit overkill. I'm thinking maybe you could bring it back, but I'm not sure. Just got to see. It's very, very busted card. So yeah, so it's a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes, or one Dragon Effect monster. So yeah, you can use Phantasma in here. So and like Secrets of Dark, you can use Secrets of Dark Magic and the Dark Magician. So yeah, so it can't be beaten in battle. Sorry, can't be beat by card effects. Neither player can target this card with card effects. During your main phase, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. If you do that, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster's original attack. So yeah, the Flame Wingman effect. You can use this effect a number of times per turn, up to the number of normal monsters used as fusion material for this card. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can discard one card. Negate the addition if you do destroy that card, and if you do that, this card gets a counter attack. Yeah, so it's a pretty OP card. So if you send it to the graveyard with Red Eyes Fusion and Dark Magician, you can use the Flaming Man effect twice, and then after that, just go for the win. This is what I mean. Like, you don't need more than two, but right? It's a game ender on its own. So yeah, so that's what I mean. I'm debating whether to put two or not, but I personally think it's better at one. One Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. So yeah, once again, one Dark Magician, one Dragon monster. So yeah, and I think this is the card you'd be better off using for Super Poly, because your opponents will just never see this coming, and they wouldn't expect you to use something like this. So this card name becomes Dark Magician while on the field or in the graveyard. So yeah, you got that. So you got the Eternal Soul effect as well, where it can just where you could bring it back. Your opponent cannot target spell trap cards you control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So this protects it. So put it this way. So you pop out Eternal Soul. Hold on, let me get the card out quickly. So you pop out Eternal Soul, because this is considered Dark Magician 1 of the Great. So you have Eternal Soul. Bring this back. Like, say if it's in the graveyard, yeah, bring this back, and this will protect this, and in turn this will protect that. So this brings this, and this will in turn protect this. So they have to go through this before they get through this. So, and on top of that, it protects your other spells and traps as well. So Harpy's Feather Duster came off the list. So with this on, wait, your opponent cannot. Yeah, so Feather Duster won't be able to touch any of your spells or traps, considering this deck is a bit heavy with traps. So yeah, two of the Dark Magicians. So for those that don't know what it does, a Dark Magician, you can, it's a fusion of Dark Magician or Dark Magician Go and +1 spellcaster. So once a turn, if a spell, trap, or effect is activated, instead of doing the damage, you can draw one card. Then if it was a spell or trap card, set it, and if it was a trap or quick play spell, you can activate Activate it this turn. If this card is destroyed, you can special summon both one Dark Magician and one Dark Magician go from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So yeah, pretty nasty, pretty nasty card. Pretty despicable. Like so, yeah. So if you activate Spell Chuck and you draw into like Super Polymerization, you just activate it. Or if you draw into Eternal Soul, you can activate it. It just helps. Okay, 2 Starving Venom. Yeah, so was Slam 20. Like I said, this deck runs a myriad of dark monsters, and you know how it is. Just you can. It's good for OTKs as well. So like you attack with I don't know like Dark Magician or Dark Magician Go or something, and then you pop out Super Polymerization. You bust out Start Venom to just deal some more damage. On top of that, like say you're dueling someone and you set this. And I've done this plenty of times. Say you have like Super Poly set down, and you have like a dark, or no, it doesn't have to be on your field as well. It could be your opponent's field. You kick off Super Polymerization, use their monsters to bust this guy out. So you basically bought that without really giving up anything. Well, just a card in your hand, but that's it. Okay. Alright. Stuff with Tony, Nightmare Package, Unicorn, Phoenix, Cerberus. Really, what's it good? Yeah, there's good links. Just good links to have in the deck, I suppose. You know, need to fill the void somehow. Okay. 1 Wee Witch's Apprentice. This deck is infested with darks, so you know, and plus it boosts darks by 500. Yeah, that's what it is. Of course, the man of the hour. 1 Predaplant, Verte, Anaconda. So it doesn't take much to go into him to 2 effect monsters. And it effectively brings out it effectively special summons Dragoon from the deck. On top of that, as I mentioned prior, it runs over the last effect of Red Eyes Fusion. And so yeah, it's just not you don't need to use just Red Eyes Fusion. You can also use like Super Polymerization as well, or Secrets of Dark Magic. So it's an all around good card. Yeah. Okay. Going into the Xyz. Let's grab them quickly. Okay. 1 big eye and 1 red eyes flare metal. So yeah, it's just your prototypical like your rank 7s. So yeah, so big eye, just remove a material and just tinker chill of a monster your opponent controls. So it can't attack. So this card can't attack, but you can just nick it and then just go into like Verta Anaconda or something like that. I don't know. You know, the situation. You have 1 red eye flare metal as well. So yeah, this is the artwork of this card. It's never surprises me. So can't be beat by battle. Sorry, can't be beat by card effects while it has an existing material. While this card has a material on it, each time point activates a card or a card effect, inflict damage to your opponent immediately after it resolves. Once during the inflict 500 points damage to your opponent immediately after it resolves. So once a turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 existing material from this card and then target 1 red eyes normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So yeah. So like Red Eyes Fusion, it works in conjunction with Red Eyes Fusion, so send the Wentz whereas in the graveyard. And finally, 1 Eborn High and Eborn Illusion Magician. These are very good cards. So it's just start with Eborn High, so 2 level 7 spellcard attack monster. While this card has existing material, you can activate a quick play spell card or a trap card from your hand during your opponent's turn by detaching 1 material from this card. If this Xyz summon card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card you control is destroyed and sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 dark spellcast attack monster from your hand or deck. So yeah, there's other ways to bring out Dark Magician Go. And finally Ebon, and of course Ebon Illusion. So you can also Xyz summon this card by using a rank 6 spellcaster. We don't have those, but you know, it's a 7, so what else? Yeah, rank 6 spellcaster monster you control as a Xyz material. Xyz material attached to that monster also becomes Xyz materials on this card. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. Special summon 1 spellcaster attack normal monster from your hand or deck. When a spellcaster attack normal monster declares an attack, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, banish it. You can only use So it's pretty neat, you know. I like having these two in the deck. It just helps out with the special summoning. So yeah, that was my Dark Magician deck profile for the September 2020 format. What else? Yeah. So I have my Rage of Ra coming in 2 weeks. Gonna be doing a box opening on that, and of course I'm so haps. What's it called? The Pantheism or the Monarchs is at 3, so I'm gonna be doing a Monarch deck profile pretty soon. Pretty soon. This is my favorite deck of all time. I just cannot wait for that. And so yeah, what else? I think I might get the maximum gold. I have to see. You know, I've just me not having the best of lucks with these boxes. Better if you find them singularly. What else? But yeah, that's it. Like I'm gonna be doing the Monarch deck profile pretty soon, and if you have any criticisms or so constructive criticism on the deck, or if you feel I could use something else or what have you, please do let me know in the comment section. So yeah, with that, you know, Evil Hero GG.